You know, people that are addicted to gambling are much like people that are addicted to drugs. You don't know what they're willing to do to get their hands on a little cash. It's just a way to relieve stress and pain and things that are going on in your life. So there's usually maybe some deeper things going on.
That's a problem that many people face in America and right here in West Alabama, like this woman whose family member has been fighting their addiction for years.
What were some of the first signs that you started noticing about the family member when you noticed that they were starting to go down this path?
Well, being gone for long periods of time and not knowing exactly where they were, and sort of vague stories about where they were, and of course the money situation. Others of us in the family had to take care of the rent, the power, the groceries, the gas, and care for the child. It's put a lot of stress on everyone and makes it very difficult to know when to trust and when to not trust.
And because of the lack of trust, a feeling of helplessness washed over the entire family.
It's a feeling of desperateness because you want to help so much, but it's like you can't stop them. And no matter what you say or, you know, what you do, they're going to find a way to go.
What about the experience that you don't want to see other people go through?
Well, it's just painful to watch a family member suffer, and really they are suffering. And it makes everybody in the family suffer because you're watching it and you're having to deal with the fallout problems, you know, that come because of gambling.
The West Alabama woman says the suffering reaches beyond the walls of their home and into the community.
You may think, well, I can go gambling and it doesn't bother me, you know, I'm not addicted. Well, you can't just discount these people that are addicted, because we're not talking about people that are just, you know, the lowest dregs of the community. We're talking about your brother, your sister, my mother, my father. It could be any one of you. And when we say, well, that's not my problem, it is your problem, because we're talking about our community being destroyed through gambling.
She says it hurts to watch anyone struggle through the painful addiction.
Whether it's a family member or not, friend or anybody that you know, be so controlled and so, you know, can't stop something, and it's just controlling their lives and taking over every aspect of their lives, and that's like what they live for. It escalated to the point where the family member was going every day, some days spending 8 to 10 hours at Greenetrack.
For many people, Greenetrack was one of the places in West Alabama that brought jobs and money to one of the poorest counties in the state. But for others, it was a place where family members lost themselves.
I don't know what, you know, in this circumstance may have been done, but I know that it, at times, you know, it seemed like desperate for, you know, just a little money to go, to be that controlled by it and lying to get it and things like that.
And as this woman's family member was getting deeper into her addiction, Greenetrack was becoming a bigger headline in the news.
You know, a lot of the hype is it an electronic bingo game or is it a slot machine? And when you really think about it, is that the issue? Aren't lives the issue? It's not whether it's a bingo or not.
And she says Governor Riley's task force raid on the Greene County bingo hall was an answer to her prayers.
As far as going to Greenetrack, you know, you were saying that that's where the family member went. So what was your first feelings when 2 weeks ago it shut down?
I was elated. This problem has been going on in our family for some years, and I am a Christian, and I started praying for God to shut down Greenetrack. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. There are probably hundreds of Christians praying the same thing, and I believe he answered our prayers. I do have compassion for the people who lost their jobs. I don't mean to sound hard, and not compassionate toward them. But the greater travesty is the thousands of lives that are destroyed through gambling.
Greenetrack CEO Luther Wynn agrees with the woman from West Alabama that addiction is a disease, but Wynn says Greenetrack has done what it can do.
I think it's just like an alcoholic, a drug addict. You're going to have some people with problems, with shopping, with just being irresponsible with money. We run across those people every once in a while, and then we try to assist whenever we could and wherever we could. We also worked with family members who had a member that had an addiction problem. We have several people who've come in and asked that they actually be barred, and so we've complied with that. But you have to be careful, and it got to be where the person themselves want to try to get help. In those cases, we've tried to do everything we could to cooperate with the individual and with the family, trying to help a person with the gaming problem.
But this woman says getting that help is often difficult and expensive.
Because the person that's addicted most of the time can't stop themselves, just like you need therapy for drugs or alcohol. And we searched and searched for some therapy for people that are addicted to gambling and couldn't find any in our area. And that's very sad, and it's a great need that we have in West Alabama.